from California. Mr. Garcia is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. DeJoy, thank you for being here, and especially want to thank all the women and men of the Postal Service, incredible folks. I know a lot of them in my community back home. And our Postal Service, of course, we know should connect all of us. It does incredible service for so many, especially folks that are seniors. It might be in at home or have special needs, and the Postal Service is critical, we know, for these folks especially. Now, we know that unfortunately for many Americans living in poverty, especially those without stable housing, mail and the delivery of mail is very difficult. So many rely on the public benefits for survival, for timely distribution of medication, of information, so we want to continue to improve our service whenever we can. Many public benefits require a response within a limited time frame. We know in California, recipients of services like CalWorks, Medi-Cal, CalFresh only have 10 days to respond, and not receiving mail in a timely manner is sometimes a reason why a lot of folks use SNAP or their food benefits. And so that delivery of mail is really critical. For people who cannot afford access to a P.O. box, the general delivery service is the only way that they can access essential mail, including food benefits, health insurance, housing vouchers, and more. Now, the issue of mail accessibility is especially critical, and there's two issues that I wanted to bring up to you, sir. I hope that you would work with our office to help address. We know that there are barriers to voting disproportionately for folks that are unhoused, that might be immigrants, or folks that may not have direct access to mail. And I've seen this firsthand in the city of Avalon. And Avalon is a city in California that's on Catalina Island, a very small community, and like some other rural communities across the country that don't have home delivery. This community operates on a P.O. box system, which has led to Avalon residents struggling for years to access mail-in ballots and to be accurately counted on U.S. Census forms. I just wanted to flag this one issue, Mr. DeJoy. Do you and your team agree to help work with us on these Avalon concerns? The council there, the community, this is their top issue with mail delivery. They're having concerns, so I wanted to flag that for you. It's a small island community off the coast of California. It's a beautiful community, and they have been asking me to really push on this issue. So if I can have your commitment on that, that would be great.
Yeah, well, my government relations people will reach out to you.
Thank you, sir. And then the second issue, Mr. DeJoy, is I want to talk about, as we continue about accessibility, there's a really critical issue in the city of Maywood. Now, Maywood is a small community in California. It is the most dense city west of the Mississippi. It is a largely immigrant population, many Spanish speakers. But again, if you can imagine the most dense city west of the Mississippi, this is the small community that I'm discussing. This is their number one concern whenever I talk to the city council or I meet anyone in the community. That post office, as you can see behind me, and we'll get you a photo, what's missing is an ADA compliant ramp to allow wheelchair access. And so what has been shown to me on multiple occasions is seniors and folks in wheelchairs, they cannot access the post office. And now the building has stood for nearly a century and has remained ADA non-compliant since the bill was passed into law. This has been 25 years, despite continued outreach from the city of Maywood to USPS. Now we understand we've in conversations with your staff, and I do appreciate their work, by the way. In conversations with your staff, they said, well, there are other post offices that are near Maywood, none of course in the city, that they could use that have a ramp. That's not an acceptable answer for the folks in this community. These are seniors, these are folks in wheelchairs, these are folks that have a hard time moving, and they cannot get up these steps. They physically, even seniors cannot physically, many of them get up these steps. And this is also a community that is underserved. And so I just wanted you to know that within the city of Maywood, this is their number one request of me as their federal representative is, can you please get us an ADA ramp for the post office? So I just wanted you to know that, and if Mr. DeJoy, I can have just a commitment. Your team, essentially, the impression we've received has been, we can't help, and we're compliant with, within the law. I don't find that to be an acceptable answer. Mr. DeJoy?
Yeah, so we will take a look at it. I mean, it was a good pitch, so we'll take a look.
I figured since you'd be here, I'd give you this pitch for these folks, and I'll tell you that they will be very excited if you're able to help them. Lastly, just real briefly, I know that we have a long-standing commitment with our veterans. The post office has traditionally had a great relationship with veterans. I know that we've seen a reduction of veterans within Postal Service work. Do you want to maybe know why that is, and what is our long-standing commitment to veterans in this country as it relates to USPS?
So, I mean, historically, veterans have been a significant part of, of our workforce. and it still is a significant part of our workforce. I believe we have over 70,000 veterans in the workforce. This type of, the economy is changing, society is changing, the number of veterans is changing, and the type of work is different. We're trying to find ways to increase the attraction to being a postal worker, and it starts with making the improvements to the workplace that we're heading down, and being more vibrant in terms of our commercial application, growing in the business, and being more creative in terms of our services. And I think, people, want to be associated with a winner, and so on. And we've had a lot of hard time over the last 15 years. So it hasn't been a pleasant place to work, and we're trying to change that. And I think, I know we've already had a positive consequence on it. There's still so much more to do. We'll continue to do it, and hopefully we'll re-attract all sorts of different people.
Thank you, sir. I know I'm out of time, so I yield back, and I appreciate your answers and your commitment to help. Thanks.
Gentleman yields back.